a feeling or is it a journey? Now, that's a really good question because is it a journey? And we are going to go in depth today and understand what it means to really be happy every day, have a smile, overcome the difficulties that we've encountered from our past, and actually be able to connect to the inner sides. Hey, welcome. Welcome aboard. Hey, Danzy. Nice to have you here. Ooh. So, yes. And what also getting on, you might have, there we go, Danzy. How are you doing, man?
Okay, took me a second.
That's okay. That's cool. You know, and it's really powerful that, so Danzy, you have a question for me? Can you see me all right?
Say it again.
I say, Danzy, do you have a question for me?
No, not at this time.
Okay, cool. I'm glad you're on with us because it's really powerful that you stepped on. This is a new Blab. Have you ever been on Blab before?
No, I haven't. So I appreciate the invite for sure.
Yeah, cool. So anytime you can step in and ask me a question, what you feeling, how it is. Today we got Stephen L. Whiteley coming on board. He's a client that I've been working with for a long time, and he's we're creating these blabs and communicating to his client base on happiness and the root of how to create the direction that someone can go in, find the inner feelings that they've covered up, old habits that they've always covered up, and then we take them over to the promised land, looking and just bridging that gap over there to where they can understand, look, and feel that there is a possibility that they can overcome their issues and money issues. It can be relationship issues. So dissecting and understanding that. What do you do? What do you do?
I'm in marketing. I work for a direct sales company right now, and I'm also starting up. I'm looking to start a home-based business as well on the side. So, but I've been in the corporate side of the company I'm with for the last couple of years.
Oh yeah. You wanting to
hello
to the independent side.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, it's a huge possibility, and on this particular blab today with Stephen, he helps bridge that gap. You know, like I know it's a fear, stepping away from the job that you're in, basically firing your boss to you, where you've got to there's no like a catch net, but really the catch net's inside. And listen to Steve today, and we'd love to. I'd love to talk to you about it. So, Stephen. So, Stephen, happiness. It is a feeling, or is it a journey?
Yeah, that is a great question.
Can everybody hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me okay?
Well, you're better today. For some reason, you're better. I hear you better today.
Oh, happy days. So I hear you. Your volume level is down just a bit, but I have turned the volume up here, so I think all is well. I usually hear you a bit louder than I am today.
Yay.
Okay.
And so you're feeling happy today by chance?
Oh, am I ever?
Do you have your oscillometer? Like are you?
Oscillometer is clicking away. What are we at today? 291.
I mean, so yes, and so a little bit about Stephen. Stephen has been actually in a work in progress, if I may say. So for the last seven years, diving into the depths of understanding happiness and what it means to people and what it means to his life and his family and to business. And he has really mastered it because he's kept his family together. He's managed to withstand many challenges on the financial end of things to actually relational steps of things, and he's gone through the fire. So on the other side of it, he's got a smile every day and he giggles. So I have to say he's mastered it. It doesn't mean that he doesn't have issues going on. His car still starts. I guess if it didn't, we would know about it. So anyway, I wanted to thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. I appreciate you.
Well, thank you for your kind words, Robert. I really appreciate that. And what I have discovered is that you can actually end unhappiness for good. It doesn't mean that living is perfect. It doesn't mean that I'm perfect. But what I have come to understand is this, is what good does it do anybody to feel badly about things? Because when we feel happy, no matter what is going on, then we can deal with it with a higher energy. We are more creative, we are more energetic, we are more action-oriented, more connecting with people, more alive.
So what's one step we could take today for me to get a little bit higher energy?
Okay, so the first thing to do is let go of the troubles. The second thing to do is to hang on tight to meaningful living.
Just be meaningful.
Okay, so what we're doing here is we're helping people understand what they can get, what they can do, right? And that is meaningful. So helping others with our special gifts is a great way to find meaning. So my purpose is to help people understand how to be both happy and successful. And so anytime I'm helping people in this way, I feel awesome.
So that's
my days doing that.
So it's a mindset that you actually get up in the morning and set your rudder or your tack where the direction you're headed, and you're saying, okay, this is the way I'm gonna be today, being happy today. And there's a certain tasks that you go through that really resonate with you, that you can get 13 tasks done in one day and I'm going to feel after 6, 7, and 8, every time you're crossing one off, you're getting happier and happier over that.
Exactly. And here's just a small tip. I don't cross them off. What I used to do, I did an experiment on this a while ago. What feels better? To cross them off, to put a big X through them. And what I used to do was put a square beside them and put a check mark on them, because the check felt good. And then a little while ago, I figured out something new. So now when I have a task, I put a circle beside it. And when I'm complete, I draw in a happy face.
That's a nice little tip.
Yeah, it's so simple.
Everybody has their tasks.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's what I do for my tasks. And when it's online, I can do one of two things. I can either paste an emoticon in there, or I have a system actually where I give myself a point for everything I complete, and everything I don't complete, I have to subtract a point. And I hate giving up points. And I love it when the whole list is complete.
So when you can put that little smiley face in there, and you put the eyes and the nose and the smile, that affirms where what you've accomplished has more meaning to you inside than anybody else.
Exactly.
Wow. So so when we go through a day and we're just doing our regular job, and and we're crossing off our list, sometimes that can feel laborious and tiring.
Yes, burdensome,
and I can't wait to the end of the day to get it, to go to sleep.
Yeah, to get out of there.
Yeah. So how come at the end of the day you're still smiling? I don't get that.
Yeah,
I mean,
most people work that way. What they're missing is a key ingredient.
Okay.
And that key ingredient is love.
Oh, that means loving yourself.
Yeah, love yourself, love what you're doing, love those around you, and love those you're helping.
Well, that's big.
That puts a whole new energy into everything that we're doing. Love your creativity, love your productivity, love your intuition.
So, Stephen, you got a couple of questions here.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Can you see the smiley face? Hang on a second. Let me see if I got one here. Let me grab something that I have written on a task on here.
We could draw a smiley face in your head.
Yeah, you could. It would fit, wouldn't it? And it would show. Oh yeah, okay, here's one. Yeah, in fact, I get to add a few more here too. 1 and 2. Okay, so can you see this?
Okay.
So this is the thing that I was at a meeting and I was taking notes on the top of it. But can you see here that I put smiley faces, smiley face, smiley face, and a smiley face over here. So when I put the task down, I just put a circle there. And then as it gets done, I go, yoo-hoo. And that little bit inside.
Entertaining yourself. You became self-entertaining.
Yes, exactly.
You're an entertainment. You're an entertainment to your inner self. You're like,
I am my own self-contained entertainment. Yes.
I mean, that's the trick. I mean, when you think about it, that's really the trick. If we can be more entertained with ourselves and not worried about what somebody else is,
exactly.
outside of us that's going to make us happy.
Let me give you guys all a really key piece of advice. To compare is to despair. Let me tell you why. Because there is nobody and there never will be anybody like you. So you can spend your whole day comparing yourself to other people. That's a fool's game. There will always be somebody that has something you don't have. There will always be somebody that you have more than, and it just doesn't matter because what they have has nothing to do with you. The only thing it has to do with you is if they can get it, so can you. So all you have to do is learn how they did it.
And you can laugh because when you laugh about it and you're entertained to yourself and you find a project that you want to do, it becomes easier to latch onto that project and see yourself through it.
Exactly. When you're grateful for other people's successes, it increases your success.
That's incredible. It makes you happy inside because everybody's winning.
Yeah.
Gosh, Suzanne.
Hey, hello, Suzanne. Welcome.
Hi, Suzanne.
I'm having a bad hair moment.
No, good.
Yeah, me too.
Good point.
Hey, well, good for you coming on board anyway. I like that.
Yeah.
I've never participated in Blab, and
I
was given some spiritual guidance today to jump on and explore this little ship and go all they're up to, and this is great fun. I want to know, are you, Stephen, are you using your computer to generate your image? You don't look like you're holding your phone like I am.
No, I'm on my desktop right now.
Oh, you're using a desktop. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, this is
Look, no hands.
lovely and excellent. And I'm also a writer, and I write about joy and happiness. And so,
Cool.
your subject matter, I was like, oh, my tribe.
Nice. Good to have you on board. Tell me, what is your theory on happiness? What do you think it is?
Oh, well, I used to write about how happiness was all about pursuing your soul purpose, and I had a lot of mojo built on that for several years. And then I went through this interesting thing in 2012 where I lost my home and my relationship and my business. And then my daughter dropped dead very suddenly for no real reason, actually, at age 22. And forced to completely reevaluate my entire philosophy for life. And I just became very quiet for about 2 years. And I really went in, and I came out in a much humbler, finer place. And now I really think it's about compassion and service and having fun.
I have a question for you then, because I don't think that those are so different, actually, in the sense that serving is kind of like purpose in my mind.
Yes, it is. It is driven by a sense of purpose, but it's a far deeper sense of purpose because, before, when I was doing my other joy work, I was in my late 30s, early 40s. Now I'm
Come back, Suzanne!
Sandy! Welcome, Suzanne.
Woo-hoo! Oh, there's our friend Sandy as well. Well, thanks for talking with us, Suzanne. You don't look like you're in your 50s, and I wish you all the best.
Yes, and please come back on. You're welcome back on here.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think you just.
Wow, there's our friend Lisa Kay there. Hi, Lisa. Who else is here?
Get on.
Periscope Mall is back. Yay, good to see you. Good. This is awesome. Okay, so should we talk about the subject at hand?
The subject at hand. It is. And it is a very part. Happiness is a feeling, or is it a journey?
Okay, I think this is a trick question.
It is.
Because it's both.
That's a trick question.
Yeah. But I want to talk about the differences, though.
Okay.
Because as we grow up in most families and in most parts of society, we're stormed with this idea that happiness comes from the outside in. And the part that comes from the outside in the happiness science is called hedonic happiness. So, hey, there's Paz Simpson as well.
Hey,
Paz, good to see you. Woo-hoo! We're just talking about the two kinds of happiness. So they call this the hedonic happiness, which is pleasure and comfort and convenience. But the other side of happiness that they call the eudaimonic happiness is that idea of purpose and meaningful living. And this is, in my view, the journey part of it. And this is a much deeper, much more impactful, much more sustainable kind of happiness. See, the problem with hedonic happiness is that it takes more and more of the stimulus to get the same feeling. So if you start off, the first time you ever try chocolate, go, ooh, exquisite. But then, the bars have to get bigger and bigger, and the chocolate has to get darker and darker, and it has to have sweeter and sweeter fillings. And you go up the consumer scale, always trying to get that same feeling by consuming more and more, and we all know the negative effect of that. So when you depend on that outside-in happiness, it gives you that feeling, but over time it takes more, and over time it makes you feel like less because it's destructive to the body and the mind. in most cases.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing about the hedonic happiness is not that it's bad, because there is a downside to eudaimonic happiness as well. Neither one of them is bad, but they require a balance. So if you have a little bit of pleasure, like, you know, if you go out and have a glass of wine, it's great. If you want to sit down and relax for an hour at the end of your day, it's great. But if you spend most of your days relaxing, you only move when you have to, it's bad. On the other side, when you're really connected with meaning, you can overdo that. A lot of people that get really connected with meaning separate themselves socially. And then they get so focused on that one thing that they forget about the other things. So in the eudaimonic side, balance is important as well, because you got to remember to eat well, to sleep well, to connect socially, to hydrate, to sleep, all that kind of stuff. So the truth is, it really is both. If you really want to be happy all the time, you got to do both. So you got to take a little time for some pleasure. You got to spend a lot of time on purposeful meaningfulness. And you got to make sure that you're balancing that all with self-care, which I think of as fitness and meditation and learning and positivity and spirituality. And you also want to balance it with a certain amount of pleasure and playfulness, like Suzanne was talking about. Because if you're all work, then you get kind of dull.
Well,
so that's my take on it. What do you think, Paz?
The way I think about it is I actually break life down into 3 different parts. I say that there are legacy building activities, there are income building activities, and then there's recreation. And just because you're not having fun doesn't mean you're not on recreation.
Yeah, that's right. Just because you're not laughing or smiling doesn't mean you're not happy.
Yeah. So is that a lot of us spend our recreation time doing things like television and all kinds of other things that don't move us forward, and then we find ourselves recreating a that we hate. So people don't understand the root word of recreation is recreate. So we recreate what we actually spend our downtime doing. So if we're spending our downtime reading, listening to positive audios, laughing, spending great time with friends, we find that we recreate a more enjoyable life. So as we go back in the income building activity side of us, or we go back into the legacy building activity side of us, and legacy building activities are things like your exercise and things like you're giving to charity and all those kinds of activities. So those are things, those are things that people will remember a lot longer than your lifetime will ever go. Writing your books, things like that. But as you're going through those things, if you spend more time paying attention to how you recreate, you can find that life itself becomes that much more enjoyable. Like I sit back and I laugh with my kids all the time. Like a ritual for me and my children is before they go to bed, we watch something funny and then we pray. That way that they can always go to bed on great terms. They can go to bed waking up. Yeah.
Love that.
They can.
Oh, man. That changes lives right there. That little bit, that little step. If they if they would just take that little bit and read to them
laugh
at night
and then pray
before they go
I
to
love
sleep.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just laugh and pray.
It's important. What I realized is if you can send somebody to bed on great thoughts, you can they can wake up with even greater thoughts.
Exactly.
They have huge dreams and they think about big things, and I sit back and I watch my 16-year-old who, unfortunately for her, part of her life experience, I wasn't the happiness engineer. That's all the kids, my babies understand. And so their dreams is so much bigger. Their execution is so much bigger. Like my 9-year-old is telling my 16-year-old, that's why I make more money than you and I understand more about money than you. Would you like a lesson? And unfortunately for her, it's true. He's owned 2 businesses already. He understands customer service. He understands, how to give people what they want when they want. He knows how to go into a store and buy supplies and different things while she's still looking for a job. Like he told her, you spent all summer looking for a job. I spent all summer getting money. Which one would you rather do?
Yeah. That's amazing. Very good. Thank you for sharing that, Paz. I really appreciate that.
That's really nice.
Yeah. Well, and there's a really great example, right? Because your 9-year-old is living both a life of purpose and pleasure, I think. And,
definitely.
Yeah. And your 16-year-old is having a hard time connecting with that.
Yes.
And as a result of that, the results are different.
Yes, my 9-year-old, one of the things that we did in actually letting them run their business was to let them spend part of their money on something that they truly enjoyed. So outside of doing what we would want them to do, because part of the money they had to buy their own school shoes this year.
Oh, yeah.
So they picked out their own shoes. They got some pretty expensive shoes, but they pay for them themselves. And I explained to them, if you spend that much money on this, then when you want to do other things, that money's not going to be there. My son was like, yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We got this, Dad. So he paid for some really expensive shoes. So the other day he's like, Dad, can you buy me this? I was like, no, you had your own money. It's like, Dad, it's time for us to get back to work. We got to start a new business. It's like that summer business.
Nice. The other thing is, when they buy it, they look after it better.
Yes. They got to take their mom and their sister out. When we came back for the summer, they said, hey, we had some extra money. We were supposed to treat ourselves, but we've decided that we were going to treat our whole family. So They took the whole family they paid for breakfast, lunch, dinner, all of the games their older sister wanted to play on the beach. They paid for themselves, and still had money to put away for a bank account because I did that first. But
awesome work. I'm really impressed.
Yeah, so they actually, while celebrating with their sister, they actually sort of rubbed it in her face. You're like, hey, I could actually afford to pay for you, because my son, anytime we went anywhere, he still hasn't managed that humility thing. So he was like, anywhere we went, he's like, you want me to pay for that? You want me to pay for that? Like, I can pay for that. So wife goes, you can't pay for that. And I actually had to whisper in the ear, he actually has the kind of money where he can, like he actually can pay for it. But we don't want to keep encouraging him to do that because right now the humility bug is nowhere around. He's And it was funny because most of it was in $1 bills because that's how people paid them. So he'd be in the store pulling out this big knot of $1 bills, and counting them out as he pays for it, and it was a great lesson in the balance since we're talking about the two sides, that you can do what you want once you've earned it.
Yeah.
Well, so I can go over there and get on that ride if I want to because I can pay for it.
Yeah.
You can get on that ride and go on there if you want, if I pay for you. He's like, that's the difference in you. And she's 16 and he's not.
Yeah.
So,
And that's how you feel good about yourself. And that, in my opinion, is the key.
Yes. Yes. I mean, it's important that as we learn different things, like my kids are so much smarter than me that it's scary. But they just don't know it yet. Because every lesson that I've learned, I give to them. You know, I give it to them. I don't have baby conversations with my babies. With my 7 and 9-year-old, we don't talk about things that normal 7 and 9-year-olds would talk about, because that would bore me to death. So I don't want to. So we have the kind of conversations that interest me.
Nice.
And that, you know, my kids think bigger, they do more, and it allows the conversation to flow better, because I'm not talking about some stuff I could care less about, you know, and neither are they.
You're already engaged in the conversation.
Yes, and the great thing about it is when I sit back and I listen to my son. He's like, Dad. He's like, I look at my friends, and they always gotta ask their mom and dad for money, and I realize if I want to, I can go to my bank account. And I was like, yeah, you can go to your bank account, you know, but your bank account is to do what? I was like, what is the use of money? You know, it's like money is to be invested or to be enjoyed. I said, yes, money is never to be spent. It's to be invested or to be enjoyed. So if you're not investing it in something big and you're not doing something to really enjoy it, then you should leave it where it sits.
Nice idea. I like that too.
I really like that one. If you're not investing it or not enjoying it, leave it sit.
What happens is people spend so much time wasting money, you know, and then when they come back to it, they're like, all I have is a bunch of stuff I never really wanted, never really desired, but it's now cluttering my home. That's how you got these hoarders, you know. But if they spent just a little bit more time saying no to themselves, say yes that they really want, they would get more of what they want. Like I tell my wife, the difference between my life and your life is I do what I want to at all times, you know, and you do
exactly. Yes to experience, sometimes. No to excessive stuff.
I'm like, it's like, yeah, but you're always reading. I'm like, yeah, I choose to. I'm like, and you're always watching TV, and who's happier?
Great question. Who's happier? When you get them to track for that metric, everything goes well.
I'm like, you never hear me complain, and you have to complain at least once a day because of what you feed your brain. You know, you feed your brain, you know, all kinds of poison, you know, and you call it information. But information is useless if you can't apply it to your life, or you can't apply it to your enjoyment. Exactly. All it is a bunch of words, you know, and people take so many useless words, and then they live a useless life, and then they won't go back and they have to drink it away or smoke it away.
Yeah, or eat it away.
Or eat it away, you know, yeah. Instead of just going and paying attention, not only to the words that are coming out of their mouth, but the words that they're letting into their mind. Yes. Like I tell people all the time, I only hang out with people who are moving me forward. And moving me forward doesn't always mean you're making me some money. Moving me forward means time is passing and I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
You know, time is passing whether you want to or not. You know?
Hey, Chris, can you tell us a little bit about your new book?
Oh, yes. The Big 365 is a daily dose of happiness. What it is 366 original quotes written by me, one for every day of the year, plus a bonus one for the leap year, something that allows you to get motivated, stay motivated, or just find some happiness 10 seconds to a minute, depending on how fast you read. So I realized that we just need that little jolt, you know, because even the happiest person, you know, at times will have that one negative thought that seeps in. I mean, I get to laugh at it now because I'm like, you tricked me, you got through, you know. But, you know, everybody has it. No one's perfect. So sometimes we have support groups that help us. Sometimes we have masterminds. But if you can just have something, a quick read in the book, you know, you can find yourself moving faster forward. So like the first quote in the book is, I've been brainwashed by faith to know that I can do it. So, I mean.
Hey, we're all brainwashing ourselves, so you might as well brainwash yourself in a direction that feels good.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know, there's something I was thinking about the other day, is when we die, I think the only thing we can take with us is our feelings. So why not go out with good feelings? Feelings of self-love, feelings of satisfaction, feelings of contribution. Because I think that's all we can take with us.
Well, I'm a big student of all kinds of cultures. And in the old African proverbs, there's the Zaza and the Zamani, which talks about the pathway of the soul. And they say, as long as someone remembers you, you'll always remain in the Zaza, which means you'll always remain here.
Nice.
As long as someone can pass on your words, someone can pass on your thought process, you're always in a present state of heaven. So if you actually provide the service that Stephen talked about, then you'll always remain. You'll always remain somewhere in this atmosphere, you know. And many of us, you know, have the opportunity. Well, all of us have the opportunity to do something great, but many of us just choose to settle for something good. You know, one of the great things that I love that Les Brown says is, it's not, you know, hitting a goal to hit a goal that's too small, and it's hitting a goal that's too small that it actually keep you trapped. So if you actually shoot for something that's right off the ground, you know, you're only going to be a few steps off the ground. But if you shoot for the moon, you can triple the stars, you know, and the universe is all.
Yeah, that's very good.
I like that one.
Very nice.
Like I always say, we shoot for the moon and dance on the clouds, you know. So that's, you know, that's our little philosophy and our little company. You know, everyone shoot for the moon so we can dance on the clouds, you know.
Yeah. Or we shoot for the stars and we can land on the moon.
Yeah.
No, you want I like it.
Very good, though. Very good. Okay, does anybody have any questions out there? Let me know. I want to know I have a question, shoot for the moon. I want to know from each of you.
Okay.
How many years have each of you been in personal growth world? For me, 2.5 decades.
For me,
how about you, Pass?
I've been in personal growth my whole life. I've only grown about 3 years, though. I've been blessed to study religion, like I've studied and Buddhism.
Yeah. So what works for me really well is changing me. That's what I find is, you know, if I, like for a long time, I just read that stuff and I didn't do a lot about it. When I meditated, I found I got more change. But when I really got on the happiness path, then I started really paying attention to what made me unhappy. And I would, every time something that made me unhappy, I would step back and say, okay, what did I do to attract that to me? And then I would work to heal that inside of me. And that started making all the difference. And that's how I think I ended unhappiness for good, was just to always take everything as a learning experience for me. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Good and
doesn't matter what it is. I love it all, and I'm always learning.
So when some things give you a charge from your past, from your childhood, you can observe it today rather than react
That's right.
to the emotional state.
Yeah, I've gone back to all of those hurts, and I've analyzed them for how I contributed to it. I've done all the forgiveness work on it, and they're all Nerf fights now. I've gone to members of my family and made my apologies. I've done everything I can do. I have, yes.
You've cleaned house.
I cleaned up my house. I'm still cleaning up my house, though, because like I said earlier, I'm not perfect. There's things that I still do that are counterproductive, so I'm still cleaning up my house.
Well, that's powerful. I mean, it's still a statement. I think we'll always will be, because as long as we're still
like when I'm perfect is, I think it's time to die.
Yeah, well,
What's the sense of being here if you're perfect?
yes. I tell people
Go ahead, Pat.
I'll never be grown because I'm always growing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like there, as near as I can tell, there's never been a limit to human potential that's been discovered. So that doesn't. So that means no matter how high we bring ourselves, we can always go higher.
I agree.
I agree. What happens is you start grown-ups, and then they stop growing. So I'm not a grown up. I'm barely an adult.
Right. That's true. We really are.
The only thing that makes me an adult is the 4 kids that I have, and they remind me that they call me dad. So that means
I'm not sure that I'm always my children's father. Like just in the sense that some of the ideas they come up with, I go, wow, where'd you come up with that?
my kids, they all look like me, so I can't say that.
Well, they all have more hair than I do. Some of them have this famous nose. None of them have my laugh.
I can't deny them. It cracks me up because my youngest son,
We can't, it's broken.
Pass, we can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Pass, we're having problems with you hearing.
All right, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I can hear you now.
All right. Yeah, I said my oldest son called me old yesterday. And I said, old? He said, yeah, Dad, you're old. I said, until you or any one of your friends beat me in a race, then I'm not old. I'm like, didn't I just finish beating y'all running backwards? Like, he's like, we were trying. I was running backwards. I'm like, I'm still in excellent shape. So, any one of you, you're old and I'm young.
Yeah. That's really good.
That's wild. We don't feel old. I mean, we
Yeah, like
there's a like we're still a little kid
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
yeah, exactly.
inside.
And we're all on a journey. We're on a journey of
like
growth.
Because I do hip hop music as well. I do inspirational hip hop music. I'm my kids' greatest role model. So I think that I'm young and cool. My son was just trying to show off for his friends. Like, my dad's old. He's trying to get me.
You're still breaking up. It's hard to follow what you're saying.
Oh man,
You're still breaking.
it's the wiring in the home. I don't get it.
That's breaking up. We can have an amazing laugh when you fix it.
Yes, yes, yes. Very good.
That's just technical. It's just technical stuff. You want your kids to come along and say, "Hey, Dad, you gotta put your mouth down."
Oh, it's good. It's good.
Anyway.
All right. So let me see here.
Yeah.
It's coming up on 3 o'clock. Okay. So do we want to think about wrapping up, or do we want to continue? What does everybody think?
I think you can wrap it up unless you guys have something more. We could hit it tomorrow at the same time, 2 p.m. Or 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So definitely let's wrap it up. Let's say a little bit about what's going on for tomorrow.
What a great idea. So what we're going to explore tomorrow is the truth of your comfort zone. What is your comfort zone? How does it work? And how does it matter for your happiness? I think it's going to be great.
I like that. Sounds good. Well, Pass, thanks for coming on and joining us. I always enjoy you. I enjoy your heartfelt videos that you put out there.
True.
They make a difference in everybody's life. Same to you, Stephen L. Whitley.
It's been great fun. So let's laugh our way out together, gentlemen. Okay. Bye, everybody. Take care. Stay well. Have fun. I'm Stephen Whiteley.